Oh, you know it's off the change.
All right. Good morning, good evening, good whatever it is, wherever you are listening to Off the Change podcast. Thank you for joining us again. It is 2021, definitely, and we have a lot of Off the Change happenings this week. We're gonna get to those in a minute. This is your boy, your co-host, your boy Steph Sanders in the building, and my dynamic, beautiful, vivacious Lumpia Queen co-host, Miss.
Kristy Nong.
What up, Kristy? How was your week?
My week was wonderful, super busy. I was busy this morning, up at 4 a.m., fulfilling these catering orders and lumpia orders. And
Wow.
Now I'm here with you beautiful people, and I'm just ready to have some fun today.
Wow. When are you going to be able to quit your job and just do lumpia? That's it. And just do
lumpia?
lumpia?
I could, but I love my job.
You love your job?
I love my job because I love serving.
Everybody can't say that. We saw you serve. Everybody didn't see it before we got on air, but we saw you serving it. So I know you like serving. That's wonderful. You like
I make my tips.
Yo.
I like just the tip.
So hey, this week we always have dynamic, great guests, and very special guests on every week, and we've been blessed these 4 episodes. But this week we have somebody on who was and personally to me, and I was really excited that he even said yes. I put it out. You ask somebody, and I was like, he probably gonna be like, Stephen, you ain't big enough for me, but come back and see me in 100 episodes. But he said yes. This is my mentor, one of my mentors. He doesn't know how much he means to me, but he gonna know after this episode. But everybody has seen him. BET Comic View, Bill Bellamy's Who Got Jokes, Tyler Perry's Medea's Big Happy Family, co-host of the Monique Show on BET, comedy album right now called Survivor, colleges, clubs, and everything else in between and greater. It's my distinct honor and pleasure to bring the Off the Change family, Mr. Rodney Perry. Woo!
Welcome.
What up, Kristy? What's up, Steph?
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on, Rodney?
Good.
You look good, man. You look distinguished.
I'm old, man.
You're not old. You're just
won't
better.
Give up.
You're better and wiser.
That's
better
it.
And wiser.
I'll take it.
I'm excited. So we already know each other. I'm excited that Kristy gets to meet you and the listeners get to meet you, man. So welcome to the show, man. Fantastic to see you. So tell me about this year, your album Survivor. Why is it called Survivor? Tell my listeners a little bit about what you survived.
Well, I survive everything, man. I mean, Survivor is so many things for so many people. If you're Black in America, you survive in life.
Ooh,
I personally have survived a stroke. Yeah. I had a stroke 4 years ago, and this past year I dealt with COVID. So I sound like I got it right now. So no, but I named it that, and as I was working on that piece of comedy, I wanted to cover the stroke part of my life that I hadn't really talked about on stage. So that part is in that piece of comedy. So that's why I called it Survivor. And then I also mimicked the cover of the classic Richard Pryor cover.
I saw that. You want it? Yeah, I saw that. One of my first albums I used to listen to. So I'm glad you survived the stroke. I'm glad you survived COVID, man.
Me too.
It's good to see. It's good to see that. So I had COVID as well. We talked about that in the first episode. But tell me, so when you did have the stroke, was there ever a time that you thought I won't be entertaining again, I won't be performing again?
Absolutely. I never contemplated my mortality, but I definitely didn't know if I would be able to perform. And so you go through that, and then you go, okay, I think I'm gonna be able to perform, but to what extent?
Yeah.
Am I gonna be myself? And then you look at yourself and go, how do I talk about this and not have people feel sorry for me?
Yeah.
And so that was the dilemma. But we got through it. It's funny. It's funny stuff.
I know if anybody making funny, you can. We talked about in the first episode how comedians, everything is open to us to make funny. I hear people say when people just die, we give it a 24-hour period, but we're gonna talk about him afterwards. And
we lost my mom, and no, she's not dead. She's in the mall somewhere, but
spending your money.
No, she's gone, but that's one of the ways you cope.
Yeah,
jokes about it. So
right.
It's all good.
Yeah, man. So 2020 was crazy for everybody. COVID affecting us. Even now, it's like this is an extension of 2020. I I remember when distinctly in 2019, we was like, I can't wait till this year is over for me, because 2020 is coming. It's gonna be the best year, and then it came, and 2020 was like Debo. 2020 has Debo. 2021 now. It's like
Debo.
I ain't right. Yeah, it's Debo. Exactly. So how did it change what you did in comedy? What did the trajectory of your path, what you were doing at that time, what changed, and what did you do in lieu of? Because I know a lot of people got businesses, a lot of people started business, a lot of people DoorDash. What did you do?
Well, I ain't DoorDash, but I think the first 100 days I was at a loss.
Yeah.
Because I had a stroke and I was back on stage in 45 days. So now I'm looking at 110 days, and I'm like, yo, I haven't been on stage. It's the first time in my career that I hadn't been on stage in 100 days. It was crazy. And then I said, okay, when in doubt, you get creative, you get kinetic. And so I start creating. I finished my book, which I have a copy of it right here. Finished my book, Rodney Perry, Moments on My Journey.
Oh, well, okay. Congratulations.
Wow.
Author too. Okay.
I finished my book. I got a web, not a web series, but I got a prank call CD series that I created right here, right in this room right here. Created that. Well, not exactly right here, but the idea came right here.
Yeah.
And I just start creating, whether it was on social media, beefing up my YouTube, beefing up my Instagram, beefing up my Facebook, to kind of get people to look my direction. So when the world opens back up, I'll have an army of people that want to help and come see me.
That's good. So that leads into the next thing. So the title of this episode of this show, so we do a 2-segment episode. One is the comedians and zany, and the other 30 is basically about a topic. So this topic this week, the title of this is You Got the Stimulus, so now what? So basically, we want to tell people, you get this $600, you get this $600 per kid, or you scheme and say you got 10 kids, you get all this money, $6,000.
Right.
What should you do, and how should you spend it smartly? So one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you is because you're a working comic and you're one of the first ones. So when I got to LA, first of all, let me tell you, when I got to LA, you were one of the first comics I met, and you spoiled me because I thought every big name, you had a much bigger name, biggest name I had met was like you. Right. And you was giving advice. You've been the same guy since then, whatever, the movies, TV never changed. And you gave advice and you talked to us and you made us feel like, dang, we worthy. And we would talk to other people and think they would give us the same energy. No, hell no. Learned a lot of people, my heroes who I watch on TV every day. I can't stand them. They are not good people. But anyway,
right.
But anyway, you were working. And so when is the time, or how did you know that to go from that, locally funny and doing open mics to then I can make money on this? And when you did start making money, how did you leverage that into making more money and knowing how the business of comedy?
Man, that's a big question. So it's going to be kind of a big answer.
No problem.
Here you go. So I didn't get into comedy for money.
Okay.
I just wanted to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But then you're funny. You start, actually achieving that, and you start looking around and you go, I want the most people possible to see me. How do I do that? So I'm looking, and all the guys that was coming back from shows, on Monday or Tuesday, they was all actors.
Yep.
They was comedians, but they was actors. I was like, okay, I need to get in this acting game. So I started taking classes. Took acting classes for 5 or 6 years. I studied with Tasha Smith. And she was good for me because she was a comedian.
Yeah.
And she knew how to help me being a comedian that would eventually act. Because a lot of times the comedian, people expect you to kind of improvise and be in the moment and create, as an actor. So I was like, okay, I need to start acting. So I took those classes, and as soon as I took the classes, I started getting acting stuff. It was like the fact that I had started doing the work toward the thing, then I started getting the thing.
Yeah.
And, so now I'm acting, and in the meantime, I was also doing other things that I thought that was dope, like radio.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to do radio. So I'm doing a mic in LA, and part of the advertising on the mic, I had to go to the radio station every Friday. Well, Friday became Friday and Monday. And Friday and Monday became Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. Before I knew it, I was on the radio.
Wow.
That's
The number 2 market in the world, I'm on the radio. But guess what? I was making no money.
Yeah.
My friends was teasing me. They was like, dude, why you keep going up there and they ain't paying you? I was like, you know what? I'm building my brand. And that brand, that thing kind of helped. And so my whole career has kind of been like that. You know, you go from one thing to the next thing. You know, I'm never looking too far out ahead, but I'm always looking ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're paying your dues is what we call that.
Right.
Indeed, indeed.
Putting in your time.
Now,
Well
when did you?
said, my lumpia queen.
Thank you.
When did you go comedy full time and comedy acting full time and quit?
1998. So
Okay.
so I'm a Navy vet. I was in the Navy from 90 to 98.
Thank you for your
Yeah,
service.
thank you for your service. Yeah.
It was an honor and a privilege. So
I think I don't know if I knew that. You know, I'm Army. Did we talk about this before?
I think I did know you were Army.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know you were Navy.
What
thank you
years?
for your
What years
service
were
too,
you in?
Steph.
What say what?
What
I
years
said thank
were
you for your
in?
service too.
I was in the Army from 90 to 96 active, and then I went reserve. Then I went back in, did a little stint,
You
18
went back
months.
on active duty?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that's crazy. So I would have joined the Army, but I hurt my knee because the Army recruiter was recruiting me. I hurt my knee in high school, and I end up not going to the Army. And then almost 2.5 years later, I go to the Navy.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm in the Navy, and you gonna understand this because you military. I was at a crossroads. I was at 8 years. If I were to enlist another 4, that would have took me to 12. I felt like if I did 12, I might as well do 20.
Gotta do 20. Yeah.
Right, might as well be the lifer.
Yeah.
So I did the 8. I had met some comedians. I was in the Bay Area. You know, I was stationed in the Bay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was stationed in the Bay Area. So I was Alameda, and then from Alameda to Moffett Field.
Got it.
Right.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was on active duty doing comedy in the Bay Area.
That makes sense.
Right.
Bay Area Black, everything out there.
All that
okay.
Bay Area. You know, me, Kat,
Yeah.
Lunel, all of us was in that same incubator. So I'm in the Bay. My best friend Harry Radford, who currently writes for Kevin Hart, he was there. We was roommates. We had came my first tour. I meet him in New Orleans.
Okay.
So I'm at the crossroads. I met some comedians that was dope, but for whatever reason, life had passed them by comedically. And I knew that I didn't want to be that dude. I knew I didn't want to be the dude that used to be funny because he had to work a job.
Right.
So I was like, if I don't go now, I'm never gonna go.
Right.
So
Yeah.
98, I'm 28 years old. I get out. I get out the military, pack up my family, move to LA. And March of 98, 99, I get to LA and start trying to make it happen. And it took me still 2 more years in LA to really get to going for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe it.
Wow. Good story. Good story. So when you did start making some serious money, did you?
I wouldn't make no serious money for for years.
Okay.
You know, probably not till like 2003 or 4.
Okay. And when you did do that, did you create? Because like no one teaches you about the taxes and independent contractor. Now we LLC, forming LLC, whatever. Who taught you all of that, and how did you navigate that?
I don't start doing that until 2011.
Okay.
And so when I booked the Monique show in 2011, I've been doing everything through my own social.
Okay.
Right? Everything. And of course, over time you meet people. You meet people with business folks, and I think I had a manager at that time, and he advised me, "Yo, it's time for you to kind of become a business because you want to be able to take your money and decide what the government gets instead of them deciding what you get."
Right.
And that made sense to me. So here goes this story nobody ever tell you though. So I had a lawyer, and he's a famous lawyer, and he represents a lot of people. But the thing about lawyers, they're not accountants.
No, absolutely not.
A lawyer is a lawyer, and accountant is a accountant. There's a reason why.
Yeah.
You get you a CPA.
Yeah.
CPO. Well said, Kristy. So I started my company. There's a couple of different companies you can have. You can have a LLC. You can have a limited liability company, LLC. You can have a C corp. You can have an S corp.
Yeah.
Right. So I learned the difference the hard way. So BET, who I was about to go in business with, didn't want to do business with no LLC. I was like, cool. I become one of the other. So like LLCs is mostly for brick and mortar companies, people with walls and infrastructure and people.
Right.
LLC, because you want to somebody walk into your business and you're LLC, you want to limit your liability if they fall or some dumb shit. Right.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
And
Yeah.
so what happens if somebody sets you up that don't really know the nuance of business, it defaults to a C corp. Right. So my lawyer set it up. I'm a C corp. So I start making this money on Monique's show. Before I know it, a year in, I get a tax bill for $90,000.
Shut up.
Were you not paying quarterly taxes?
Well,
I'm assuming not. Didn't learn that yet.
Well, I didn't learn that, and not only, but that wouldn't have made a difference. You have to live like two separate entities.
Okay.
You know, you're a C corp. You got to live like you got this money here, all this money you bringing in, and then so you're paying yourself. Right. I didn't understand that.
Right.
And so I was living off of the money as I was getting it. So I got taxed twice as if I was doing the right thing, but I wasn't. And so it looked like I made double what I actually made.
Got it.
And so I was at a loss. I was paying my tax bill, paying it, called the IRS. I finally meet an accountant, and he's like, your business is set up all wrong. You should be an S corp. You should be you're the sole proprietor. You're the product, and you are the company. You as an individual.
It's only one person. It's just you.
Oh, it's sole proprietor. That's what that means.
Yeah.
Right.
So we changed my business, and the only person that can talk to the IRS on your behalf really is you. Like you can give people the right to talk on your behalf, but you need to do it. So I'm talking to the IRS, and it's hard to get the IRS on the phone.
Yes, it is.
I'm saying it's 2 hours each time, and I get them on the phone. They're like, oh, you need to talk to the business folks. 2 more hours. Boom. Talking. Finally get them on the phone. I explained to the woman, I'm like, look, I started my business only a year and a half ago, and I'm paying my debt. But I'm wondering, is there any way, because we've changed my business from a C corp to S corp, it seems like I've been double taxed and blah, blah, blah. Is there any stipulation that can help me? He said, well, hold on, Mr. Perry. Wow. Seems like there's a one-time exemption that allows you to grandfather your company back to a S corp. And if you do that,
look at you.
It looks like we owe you $10,000.
Woo! Well.
Look at God. Don't you tell me about my God.
So that was a huge blessing, man. And I learned a lesson about companies, crash course. I know all there is to know.
Now you educate.
Right. People have to come to you.
Hey, if you ask me, I'll tell you. And
sometimes you got to learn that though. Okay, that's the best way to learn on the job. But you know.
I definitely learned it. I had the $90,000 debt that went away in a click of a button, and I've been living and moving that way ever since. Now, to Kristy's point, you can always do that. You can always pay your taxes quarterly. Everybody in the country can do that. And if you choose to do that, you can kind of create a space where you don't have as much debt to play. But I try to write everything off. I try not to owe nothing. I try to break even every year.
Yeah.
You know, I try not to owe them nothing. I use my money to do what I want to do with it, and then I pay y'all as I see fit.
Yeah, I like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way too. I really went to business school. I got my MBA for that reason, because as coming up, that we're not taught in our communities about business, about taxes, about anything of that nature.
We don't learn money till we get it.
We don't learn money till we get it. And
That's
then,
right.
and then my father taught me something very important. I was adopted, so my grandparents were my parents, and he said it's the difference between rich and nigger rich. And he taught me, he said nigger rich is, let's go down here right now. You're showing me everybody with the flashy cars, flashy rims, flashy everything. He said, then, but look at their bank accounts. They have nothing in it. And then they have no investments and no way to create their money to create money. But then he taught me about creating money, and that, just like you just said, paying yourself and doing all those things. And that was really powerful to me. And I was like, wow. It's like I got to, I went to military academy in West Point freshman year, Christmas. I'm like, everybody, I come in there with my Jordans. We got the new Jordans.
You an officer.
Well, we won't go there. I didn't finish because I left sophomore year, play baseball. But we go there at Christmas, and I come in there with my little clothes, my jerseys, my whatever, material stuff. And I said, what y'all get? And they was like, oh, my dad got me these AT&T stocks, and my grandfather got me these Walmart stocks, and and I'm laughing like, stocks? What y'all? 100 shares.
You got stocks, I got socks.
Right, right. And not knowing at that time, I don't know if you knew at that time in the early 90s, or late 80s, early 90s, if you had Walmart stock 100 shares, you were a millionaire.
Yeah.
All these millionaires I'm in the room with, and I got these Jordans. I said, so that really just taught me.
You made Michael Jordan a millionaire.
Yeah, it showed a billionaire.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But wow. So, okay. Kristy, got a question for you. We ask everybody this question because our show, we're foodies. So we love food questions, and we have food excerpts and stuff like that. So Kristy has a question for you. We ask everybody.
All right, Rodney. So if you can invite 3 people to dinner, whether they are dead or alive, who would they be and what would you serve? And you can take a few minutes to think about that. Okay, 3 people.
3 people.
Dead or
I
alive.
would love to sit down and chop it up and eat with the great James Brown.
Ooh, yeah.
I would love to sit down and I'll say I got 3 people, right? I would love to talk to James Brown. I wouldn't mind. This is just off the top of my head. I'm thinking I would invite Maya Angelou.
Oh, okay.
I think she would get on my nerves, but I would definitely like to talk to her.
Maya Angelou and James Brown at the same dinner table.
But let me tell you something. I done met some people that I really wanted to meet. And they always get on my nerves. I'm like,
always.
I really wanted to talk to you, and your ass gets on my nerves.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
And I would love to talk to Robin Harris.
Oh,
I would love to sit down and break bread with Robin Harris. I would have a regular good meal, fried chicken, greens.
Ooh.
Some maybe some lumpia on the side of Kristy.
We're definitely crashing that dinner party.
You got. Hey, brother, her lumpia comes frozen. You got to go ahead and order some. I'm telling you, Rodney. If you like,
really? Okay.
Just send it to you, brother. And this it's off the chain for real. It's off the chain for real. Yeah. Man, thank you so much for being with us today, Rodney. Man, this has been a pleasure and honor. And I'm going to do something that I've always wanted to do for somebody. People talk about giving in their roses when they're alive. And Kristy doesn't know this. My team doesn't know this or whatnot. But you have been a mentor to me, and not knowing it, since getting in the comedy game. I love hosting, right? And I love hosting because I used to watch you. Oh. You hosted, you the room of the Comedy Union every week, but it was your room when you hosted. But first of all, you taught me a few things. If you do it right, you get the most time. Secondly, you get to work on all your stuff, and people, and if you are likable and they love you, it's the Rodney Perry show. Yeah, them other comics is there. It could have been James Fox coming in, whatever, but they're like, I'm going to see Rodney's show Friday, right? And so that taught me that. And it taught me everybody can be unliked on the show, but the host got to be loved. And you were always loved and liked. And I love hosting and setting the table because I used to watch you do it. You never changed. From the whole time I met you, man, you've been a solid dude. And then I've been around the country in rooms, and your name will come up, and everybody will say, man, Rodney Perry, that's the best dude. And if they hadn't met you, a guy would say, man, I have not had the pleasure of meeting him, but I heard he's one of the best dudes in the world. And everybody, and it's some assholes in our game and in the comedy game. And you have always been a solid dude, and you have a great reputation, man. So I just want to let you know that now, while you're alive, they give you your roses now, dude. And
wait, do you know something? Is this it? Everybody? Is the Grim Reaper coming?
All your shout outs.
I want the Grim Reaper to tap me on the shoulder. I know you heard what Steph said, but
It's time to go. No, man. Hey, hey, but 2020 taught me you got to say something. Yeah, you got to say something now and talk to people, because I lost a lot of people in 2020 that I just talked to, and I got to the point I didn't want to talk to nobody because I said the next week they gone.
it might be you.
It might be me.
You jinxing people.
It might be me. So yeah,
Hey, let's put this on tape. If I die next week, it's Steph's fault.
CSI.
No liabilities. No liabilities.
It ain't Kristy. It ain't Kristy. It's this fucking piece of shit.
I like it. Clear my name. Clear my name. Thank you.
Rodney, tell everybody where they can find you, man. Your handles, your page, what you got coming up. Tell everybody,
your book.
man.
Yeah, show your book again.
Yeah.
Oh, show the book again.
Rodney Perry Moments on my
journey. You can get that on Barnes & Noble, Amazon, all places people buy books. I'm easy to find. RodneyPerry.com is the website. And I'm currently I'm doing 100 days to going viral. So I need people to like and subscribe my YouTube page and my Facebook page. They're both at Rodney Perry Live. And it's an honor and a privilege, man. Thank you for having me on.
Man, thank you. Thank you. That has been Off the Change, everybody. That's our first segment. We'll be right back after these messages. Thank y'all again for listening.
All right. Peace.